Now, to the dictator from New Zealand, Auntie Cindy, she's at it again, calling freedom of speech as a weapon of war. Now, we all know where she stands on freedom of speech and people voicing their opinions that she doesn't agree with. We've seen her shut down many a news conference or many an interview when someone asks her a question that she doesn't like. Moving one of the videos where she moved the interview inside and then would not let that reporter into the building to ask that question again. Now, she loves throwing her weight around, dictating what you can say, banning people from entering the country at some points. Now, she's gone and had this speech the other day, stating that freedom of speech is a weapon of war. And we'll have a quick look here. The videos are just over 2 minutes long, but we'll take a look.
This week we launched an initiative alongside companies and non-profits to help improve research and understanding of how a person's online experiences are curated by automated processes. This will also be important in understanding more about mis- and disinformation online, a challenge that we must, as leaders, address. Sadly, I think it's easy to dismiss this problem as one in the margins. I can certainly understand the desire to leave it to someone else. As leaders, we're rightly concerned that even the most light-touch approaches to disinformation could be misinterpreted as being hostile to the values of free speech that we value so highly. But while I cannot tell you today what the answer is to this challenge, I can say with complete certainty that we cannot ignore it. To do so poses an equal threat to the norms we all value. After all, how do you successfully end a war if people are led to believe the reason for its existence is not only legal but noble? How do you tackle climate change if people do not believe it exists? How do you ensure the human rights of others are upheld when they are subjected to hateful and dangerous rhetoric and ideology? The weapons may be different, but the goals of those who perpetuate them is often the same: to cause chaos and reduce the ability of others to defend themselves, to disband communities, to collapse the collective strength of countries who work together. But we have an opportunity here to ensure that these particular weapons of war do not become an established part of warfare. In these times, I'm acutely aware of how easy it is to feel disheartened. We are facing many battles.
Now, she's calling freedom of speech and individual thought a weapon and something that should be cracked down on. That's terrifying. Now, she was masking up and jabbing her people in New Zealand and has only just lifted the quarantine and COVID restrictions there. They were the first over here to shut down so drastically, and they pretended that they had a zero COVID and they were doing such a great job. But everyone still got COVID, except now she has gone and taken the steps to remove and hinder people's freedom of movement, freedom of speech, freedom to do anything. You weren't allowed to go anywhere. You weren't allowed to talk to anyone. You're not allowed to ask questions that they don't like. You will get arrested, pepper sprays, tased, and thrown in jail as a political prisoner in New Zealand because of this woman. I remember just after that terrible shooting in Christchurch they had over there, the first thing I thought was, guarantee they're going to be banning guns there. Look what happened. They banned semi-automatics immediately. The fastest anything like that's ever happened. Just quicker than when it happened in Australia. Now, she has been pushing this agenda, with climate change, blocking freedom of speech, all this leftist agenda for years, since she's got into office. She has been promoting anything to do with the New World Order and the World Economic Forum. She is a puppet of the World Economic Forum, and I don't know what they're going to do about it. They need to vote her out. People like this have cropped up over the last 4 years. Mainly, I don't know whether it was in response to Trump or it was just something that was going to happen anyway, and they've stepped up their agenda. Now they actually had a chance to push all their stuff with the new with COVID and the lockdowns and all that, and scaring people, just like how the FBI and CIA pushed the security agenda after 9/11. As soon as something disastrous happens where people are terrified and they look to the government for help, the government steps in and takes away your freedoms and your rights. And this woman has been doing it for years now. She hates freedom of speech. She hates freedom of expression. She's banning people from entering the country if she doesn't agree with what they say. And then sits there and says, I know nothing about it. I haven't done a thing. I'm a good person. Load of crap. She is a robot of the World Economic Forum. You will own nothing and you will be happy. This is the doctrine she is pushing. This is the doctrine she is paying to promote. What are we going to do as a people about these kind of people? Because there's nothing I can do here in Australia, but the people of New Zealand need to look into the crap that she has done, look into where she is pushing your country, and stop her from doing it. You need to remove these people from government. We need to vote them out. We need to stop people like her. And we need to stop people like Dan Andrews. And we need to stop people like Michael Gunner. We need to stop people like Joe Biden. They're pushing this world in a direction that we cannot come back from. And it's going to cost a lot of lives and a lot of blood, and it's going to cost us the lives and the blood. It's not going to cost the elite like these lot. She's one of the elite. People like that are the elite, the untouchables. We can't keep putting up with it. New Zealand Prime Minister condemned for calling to regulate free speech as a weapon of war at the UN. It's shocking and disgusting what kind of dystopian 1984 world we're looking at here. New Zealand and Australia seem to be pioneering it. England is arresting people for making jokes. Canada, all these countries that you herald as like a free, beautiful country where you can go and say what you want, is no longer the case. It's no longer the case. The only place that you can say what you want and do what you want is basically the US, and that's dying. The US is about to go into a civil war, if not World War III. And we're losing all of our rights to protest, our rights to speak, our rights to even congregate, our rights to leave our home. We lost the rights to leave our home for years due to a common cold. And once we lose these rights, we don't get them back. She needs to quit. She needs to be taken out of the political running. She needs to be voted out. Not just her, but like all around the globe, all these people that are pushing this World Economic Forum agenda, that are pushing this woke agenda and wokeism, they need to be shut down and stopped. We can't just sit back and not do anything about it. We have to go out there and vote, go out there and make new content promoting our view and let people know that this is happening to them before it's too late. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.